Hey everyone! So here's the look that I'm going to be showing you today. It's kind of a crazy pink, purple, orange, glittery mess type of a look, which are my favorite kinds of looks. So just before we get started, I want to tell you a couple of the things that I use that are not going to be pictured in the video. For my foundation all over, I use Makeup Forever Ultra HD in Y225, like always. Also, as always, I use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW15. For my powder all over, I use Benefit Agent Zero Shine Powder. My contour is Lunatick Cosmetic Labs Contour Palette with a little bit of Benefit Hoola Bronzer on top. My blush is MAC Neon Orange Pigment. And my highlight is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in That Glow. And I used the lightest shade in this palette up here, which is called Sunburst. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so I already primed my lids with a little bit of the Benefit Air Patrol Primer, and I've also used the Suva Beauty Hydra Cream in Stencil, which is just a white, and I did that all over my top and bottom lash line. So I'm going to move on to my first shadow, and the first color that I'm going to be using is from Colourpop, and it's called In a Pickle, and I'm going to be using a Makeup Addiction, the Crease Blender brush to apply that. Next, I'm going to be using Star Crushed Minerals shade in Coral Cream. It's just a really pretty vibrant coral shade. And I'm going to be using this on just the same brush that I just used, the Makeup Addiction Crease Blender brush. And I'm going to be taking that just a little bit more narrow into the crease so that I can still see that lighter shade all the way around the edges, but in the exact same shape, going all the way into the inner corner. I'm going to be adding another shadow from Star Crushed Minerals. This one is called Fatal Attraction, and it's just a deeper kind of wine color. And I'm going to be using a Makeup Geek defined crease brush to apply that. And again, that's going to go on the inner and outer corners. Alright, and the last shadow that I'm going to add to the crease is this one here from Makeup Geek, and this one is called Motown. It's just a really dark purple, and I'm going to use a little Sigma E30 pencil brush to apply that, and I'm probably going to be using my Makeup Geek defined crease brush to blend out the application as well. Alright, so I already did my next step on one side. I'm going to show you on the other side. So what I did is I took a mixture of two of the Suva Beauty Hydra liners in, this one's called Scrunchie, and this one is called Dance Party. They're really, really neon UV reactive liners. So I've done a mixture of the two of those on this piece of plastic I have here. So you can kind of see it in the middle. It's just a mixture of the two, and it's kind of a really bright coral color. So I'm taking a brush from Crown. This is one of the V's favorite brushes in texture number 4. And I'm just kind of dabbing this all over and making a little bit of a mess kind of in the center that I've left free of shadows using this textured brush. Alright, so I went ahead and finished my bottom lash line. I just did all of the exact same colors that I put on the top, repeated on the bottom, and then now I'm going to add a little bit of glitter. I already did it to this side, but I'm going to take a bit of Shot Violet Boss Violet's Secret Weapon as an adhesive, and I'm going to be using Star Crushed Minerals, what's it called? Starcrushed Minerals, another Tequila Sunrise glitter. And I'm going to be using my finger to apply the secret weapon, and then I'm going to be using a Sigma E57 firm shader, dry with no like anything on it, just plain dry brush to apply the glitter on top. Alright, glitter is done, so I decided I wanted to add one extra thing to the eyes as if this wasn't enough. Actually, I might add two. I'm going to add two different things. I'm going to do First, I'm going to do a little pop of a different color on my inner corner here. I decided I want to use the Makeup Geek Sparkler in the shade Solstice. And I'm going to be using this wet on my brush. This is just a little crown brush. I don't really know what the number is because it's worn off, but I know it's a crown brush. And I'm going to be using the Benefit Ultra Radiance Facial Rehydrating Mist just to wet my brush enough to apply the product. Okay, the one other thing that I said that I was going to do is I'm going to add a color to my waterline, and this is the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Punch, so it's just a really bright yellow. Alright, so I finished applying some mascara and some false lashes. The mascara that I used is the new Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara, which I love. I really love this formula. I don't really care much about mascaras often because I wear false lashes all the time, so usually the only thing I care about with a mascara is whether or not it makes my lashes black. But this one in particular, anytime I use mascara, I always prefer my mascara when I've had it for a couple months. I usually like it when it's a little bit drier because I feel like it lifts my lashes a lot better. But this one is one of the very few mascaras that I've used that brand new right out of the packaging when I first open it. I love it. I feel like the formula is thick enough but not so heavy that it weighs down your lashes. So this is a really awesome mascara. So I've used that, and then the lashes that I used are from Violet Voss, and they're called Wispy My Name. And now I'm going to do my brows because I very rarely do my brows on camera, so I'm going to do it this time. This is going to be more of my colored eyebrow tutorial, I guess, just because I've colored my hair a little bit more on the purple side, and I want my brows to match because I feel like this look is already crazy, so why not go over the top with it? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to first start with one of the NYX Micro Brow Pencils, and this one actually is in the shade Black. This pencil is not super pigmented, so I'm able to use this color. I like using the black because applying it really softly is going to give me a soft black, almost like a darker charcoal gray, which is going to be a nice base to work on top of with the other two shadows I'm going to use, which is one of them being Wisteria eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to be mixing Wisteria with this shadow here from Sugar Pill, which is called Home Sweet Home, and that one's from the Edward Scissorhands palette that they did, which is so cute. It's one of my favorite colors, this blue. It's so pretty. It's really hard to find a light sky blue like that, so that one is gorgeous. So yeah, I'm going to get started on this. First, again, starting with the definition of my brow using the NYX brow pencil. Now that my brows are done, the last thing that I have to do is my lips. So I decided that I wanted to go with more of like a grayish nude color. So I'm going to be using the Colourpop pencil, sorry, in Tootsie. And then I'm going to be using the LA Splash Lip Couture in Ghoulish. So that's going to complete my look for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know the kinds of videos that you guys want to see me do in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.